My name is Shazin Sadakat. I'm a software engineer currently residing in USA. Every week I try to speak with a software engineering professional whom can share their experiences as well as knowledge with my audience. So this week I'm going to talk with a past colleague as well as a batchmate of mine who has over 15 years of industry experience developing Java softwares. So without further ado, we will connect with Anuja Hiniduma, who is a software engineering professional currently working as a Java consultant in Netherlands. Hi Anuja, how are you?
I'm good, and hope you are good too.
Yes, I'm good, Anuja. Yeah, so this is a webcast series I do to get the inputs of the industry experts who are Sri Lankans and who are living abroad at the moment. So I thought of getting you involved so that you can share your knowledge, your wealth of knowledge you already have as a Java software engineer as well as a consultant. So I wanted to get you involved and get your inputs on that. So I hope you are comfortable with that, and I hope you are living at the moment in Netherlands, right? May I know which city it is?
Amsterdam.
Amsterdam. Okay. Wow. Wow. So and you are working as a consultant, as you said, right? A
Well,
Java
it's a more
consultant.
generic term, I could say, but
Yeah.
I do more of my JD is more into a senior developer
Okay. Okay.
and more specifically backend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I know you did the degree at University of Westminster, BSc Honours in Software Engineering, if I'm not mistaken. So, can you, for our viewers' sake, can you just tell me, what was your specialization? What was your, eventual distinction you got, etc. For our viewers, or your degree and your how did you get into that, and how did you get it from? Yeah.
Well, my bachelor's, we all of us get into the info school, right? I mean,
Yes.
we worked part time, we worked full time, and we did the degree part time.
Yes.
So
Yes.
specialization in the sense, before joining IIT, I was interested in Java, and so did I. I did back then it was Sun Microsystems. I did Sun Microsystems developer and programmer certification. So if
Yes.
you say my specialization is not coming from the degree background,
Yes.
it's from my own interest. I'm a Java background guy.
Yes.
So before even coming to the degree, so with the degree, I think it's a more general thing for all of us. Like,
Yes.
we learned compiler theory, formal methods,
Yes.
then what do you call that? Network
Yes. Correct.
programming, everything like every bits and bits, but not anything in deep, very deep.
Yes. Correct.
So, and some industry practices. So specialization, I would say it's Java.
Mm.
And out of all these years in the industry since 2006, I have been involved in backend development.
Yes.
Very much less percentage wise, like 95% I was a backend developer
Yes. Yes.
right now also, and 5% maybe only on front end things, very much little.
Okay.
And domain wise, out of all the postgraduate years, like, we graduated on 2011. Since
Yes.
2011, I was working on capital markets, banks, and the payment system, settlement system. So I would name me as a fintech
Wow.
developer since 2010-11 period. Yeah,
Okay,
so throughout.
that's very that's great to hear, Anuja. Yeah. So, what is your current designation and the company you are working for? You don't have to disclose it if you can't. But yeah.
Yeah, currently actually, my payroll employee is HCL,
Okay.
but I'm being deployed at one of the top banks in Europe.
Wow.
Yeah, like, I can't say the name, but
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you,
yeah. Of course, yeah.
yeah, but I mean, people who can go through me, my LinkedIn,
Yes.
they will get to know.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
but the transaction wise, it handles like 60 million transactions a day and
Wow.
200 million euros per day.
Wow, wow,
So it's the
wow.
fourth largest bank in
Europe.
the world,
Oh, wow, in the world. Okay, great,
the
great,
volume
Anuja.
wise.
Great to hear that one of our colleagues is working in such a capacity, which is really good to hear, Anuja. Yeah, and yeah, moving on. This question I think I have got from many youngsters. They want to come into this IT industry, but they should have some sort of I mean starting point, right? You also became a software engineer. You might have had some passion or some interest when you were a child, when you were small, right? So what made you decide to become a software engineer in the first place? That is the what sort of a thing you had when you were small, which intrigued you to join this software engineer path?
I don't know whether you believe me. I wanted to be lazy. Yeah, so I wanted to automate things.
Yes, yes.
So
It's a good, it's a
all,
good.
all the whole idea behind, if I do a retrospective on myself, like for like 10, 15 years back,
Mm.
so every time what I did was try to be lazy
Yeah.
and try to automate things.
Mm.
So let's say somebody is filling an Excel for like a mundane process, like a very much repetitive and all. I
Yes.
wanted to, yeah. I mean, deep in my, I wanted to find a way to eliminate that
Oh,
thing
that's.
and get it automated.
Oh.
So every incident led that kind of incident when I come across, I wanted to automate.
Yes.
So
Yes.
then I knew that it is the programming languages,
Yes.
IT bits and pieces is
Yes.
the key to the tool to do this
Yes.
automation.
Yes.
So what I did was, I learned them.
Okay.
So back then, it was a battle between Java and .NET,
Yes.
when we
Correct.
started coding. So
Correct.
obviously, I went to Java because it's open source, and
Yes.
people were very much the banks and the very much the trusted the software delivery houses
Yes.
were trying to use Java
Java. Correct.
because they wanted to have their own software on their own and develop and maintain their own
Yes.
one.
Correct.
So they tried to move to Java. So that's why I got into software and I got into the track of what I'm doing right now.
Wow, great, great, Anuja. That's great to hear. That's a very refreshing thought that your interest was such that you wanted to automate things and you eventually got into this industry, which is very good, which is very valid. So you talked about being selecting the Java track, and you said you are predominantly a Java uh, software engineer or consultant. So in your opinions, what are the pros and the cons, advantages and the disadvantages of being a Java software engineer? Because there may be a lot of youngsters who are willing to come into this Java track. So what are the pros and cons, do you think, in
No,
this?
like in a short answer,
Yes.
it's like you don't have much
Mhm.
vendor support.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay, short answer is that,
Yes. Yes.
and
Yes.
if you
Thank
compare it
you.
with .NET or some other AWS or whatever,
Correct.
so you have vendor support, right?
Correct. Correct.
With Java, there is no vendor to support.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the short answer.
Yes.
The long answer is I mean, from the con side, you don't
Yes.
have vendor support. That's the short
Yes.
answer.
Yes.
And if when you take it that answer in the lengthy way,
Yes. Yes.
because the people who are doing Java
Mm-hmm.
are maintaining their own Java staff and the staff software engineers
Yes.
to develop and everything and to find the bugs and enhance and do the patches and everything by themselves.
Correct.
So if you think like being passing the ticket to the vendors and getting the answer from them, and I mean, a center of excellence of the development is somewhere else. It's not going to happen with Java when you are doing Java. So the center of excellence of a product will be with you when you are doing Java.
Okay.
So I mean, if you maybe somebody can argue that you might lose when you have the center of excellence people working on a separate vendor company and they are doing all the patches, fixes, and all. It will be, I mean, even in Europe,
Yes.
it will be easy and it will be more structured and it's more process oriented and it's the work is more segregated and it is more like managed. I mean, it's more manageable. Somebody can say that.
Yes.
But from a developer's perspective, if you are working on a company where you have segregated the center of excellence part to a different vendor,
Yes.
you are losing the value of doing new things, the optimization in the low level, and the high availability, low latency improvements, and the performance improvements. You lose that
Yes.
touch, and the adventurous experience.
Yes, correct.
So that is that. I mean, with Java, if you are doing Java, if you are employed in a company where they are maintaining a Java staff to maintain their products, you
Yes.
get to learn a lot of things, because
Yes, yes.
I'm not going to tell anything about the product, but I'm going to tell that these days in Europe, the people who are having staff software engineers backend are very much eager to go to Kafka,
Yeah.
coming from, like, let's say, payments and settlements
Yes.
background. If they have implemented earlier, if they have implemented all this with uh,
Yeah.
the queues,
Yeah,
now they are
yeah,
transforming it to
yeah. RabbitMQ or ActiveMQ or some sort of a queue.
yeah, queue is a
Yeah,
vendor product, so
yeah,
it can
yeah.
come from IBM,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Google,
Yeah.
what you name it.
Correct.
So these days, the major trend is happening where the queues are transforming to topics,
Topics, yeah.
the namely Kafka topics.
Yes, yes.
So it's a very much interested area, because if you talk about anything on a tech forum, everybody's talking about Kafka, transforming to Kafka,
Correct.
right? It's a stream processor, and a lot of improvements compared to the queues and all. So
Yes.
it is something that is happening. So if you are working on a company that is not doing a low level coding, and not interested in doing, and they wanted to put it to some vendor company, you are losing this kind of a the kind of a experience.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, so it is both ways how you look at it.
Yeah, yeah.
And for somebody it can be a pros, for somebody it can be a con.
Con, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. Understood.
so let's leave it for people to decide. But
Correct.
from my perspective, if you are working in a Java, like a staff software engineer, you get to learn these things, and
Yes.
you get to do them by yourself.
Yes, correct.
But if you are in a company where it is segregated to another company who's handling those all patches and all, you will get a lot of fun time, or whatever we call it, your time, or whatever.
Free time, yeah, more free time.
Free
Yeah.
time, whatever, idle time, or whatever.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to do much of innovation,
Yes.
much of improvements, or
Wow, wow, Anuja, that's a fresh insight you gave us onto that pros and cons, which is really good, Anuja. Yeah, so how easy it is, as you being a Java software engineer predominantly, how easy it is to get help? Like as you said, we don't have vendor support. So how do you get help when you are stuck on some problem?
yeah. I
related
mean,
to Java?
unofficial way, it's the Stack Overflow. It's
Yes,
not.
yes.
But when you're, like, for our casual assignments, and the fun stuff, we can use Stack Overflow, whatever the forum.
Correct.
But
Correct.
coming from a fintech background, and very much secured European payments region, like you call it SEPA region, Single Euro Payment Area. So
Okay.
being a developer on this particular area on a product, you don't have to. I mean, you are not allowed to do that. Like, you have your own teams.
Correct.
I mean, I'm just being specific to my background.
Yes,
Like,
correct. Understood.
yeah, I mean, if I was a very much a casual developer doing my products, like, on my own, the risk is my. We can use that, but
Yes.
it's not the way we handle things in the
Okay.
fintech. So
Okay.
we have very much closely knitted tech teams, and every code is being tested,
Wow.
and from every aspect.
Okay.
So our forum of support is on our own. We have dedicated tech resources around us. We have tech meetups. We do a lot of reviews, and
Wow.
for us saying, like, if you do a mistake on a bank, is the bank is down for like 48 hours, there will be no bank.
No bank. Yeah, understood. Yeah, it's very.
So yeah, it's a different game. So
Correct.
we can't rely on a very much cash. I mean, Stack Overflow or anything, there can be
Anyone can put anything. Yeah, that's true.
yeah. I mean, we can't trust on.
Trust
You
everyone,
can test them on your own,
Yes.
own risk, but I mean, environment like this, we do have to rely on very much a responsible and accountable persons, and resources. So we have our the resource persons are people, like
Yes,
actual
correct.
people. We have very much dedicated product uh, experts and the tech experts around us.
Yes, correct, correct, Anuj. That's very good. Very good to hear that you need to follow, since you are in fintech, you need to follow certain compliance requirements as well in order to do so that you are further restricted to getting the, I mean, inputs from, I
They
mean,
are blocked
inputs or
actually.
knowledge. Yeah, yeah. Blocked, actually blocked to, yeah. It's good. It's good to know that it's a fresh insight I'm getting also. It's very good that to know about that, Anuj. Yeah. Thanks for that. And apart from Stack Overflow, like, do you follow any other forums or user groups or anything that helps you to, in order to solve this, like, apart from your work colleagues, of course, like Java user groups or any kind of a forum or a platform where you used to, or you participate in order to get knowledge on Java?
Yeah, let me put it this way, like it's more, I mean, like this is, we are living in a information age, like we can have access to YouTube
Yes,
and
correct.
a lot of internet
Correct.
materials. But going beyond that, in this kind of era, I have subscribed to a meetup groups in Amsterdam area. So
Wow, wow.
Amsterdam is a place known for fun and
Yes.
the networking and
Yes.
like that.
Yes.
So so a lot of person to person, like what do you call the meetups, like
Yes.
the developer meetups is happening. And it is more encouraged for people to join to those meetups, because you don't get to see people often now, because you
Correct.
are in a hybrid working mode and
Correct.
all.
Correct.
So what I have done is I have subscribed to this meetup groups.
Mm-hmm.
So the people who are doing interesting stuff, as per my view, when they host a meetup, I do attend and
Yes.
get some free food as well.
Oh, good. That's great. Definitely.
So I do attend to them,
Good.
and
Good.
on those forums they discuss like what they are doing and what they are going to do and like that. And that is more of a additional factor than like a virtual forum.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. That's good.
Uh, from virtual perspective, like in the like as in Stack Overflow, as I said, we are not permitted to rely on them. But
Yes.
Stack Overflow is it's our own safety. Like
Correct.
we
Correct.
keep on our own backyard. Even we do visit that in our own personal laptop.
Personal
As
laptops. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Beyond that, I would say no,
Mm-hmm.
because whatever. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
do you follow how do you keep on track with the latest trends of, like, let's say Java or Kafka or anything? So do you use any other, like, newsletters, magazines, or anything that our viewers will be able to use?
Uh, it's a more domain specific thing for me, because so let's say something new comes to the tech stack, but
Yes.
since I'm on a different domain, that
Mm-hmm.
domain will be, I mean, like it is like we can't
Yeah, you
take
can't you
whatever
can't
in
you
the
can't get
in
it.
the
Yeah,
catalog
correct.
and use
Yes,
it,
correct, correct.
because it's more kind of a like a bureaucratic area
Correct,
where
correct.
say everybody has to take the responsibility.
Correct, correct.
So it's more it has to be more trusted and
Yes.
reliable and all.
Yes.
So it's a domain oriented thing for me, because whatever comes in the industry we cannot use.
Yes, yes.
And like for example, Kafka is there because it has these completable futures and the
Yes.
multi-threading
Yes.
support inbuilt, and very much easy to implement this. I mean, like for a multi-threaded way, and
Yes.
yeah, for a fintech it's a tailor-made, I would say. I mean,
Correct.
everyone wants to get into Kafka now from the
Mm.
queues. It's something, but it is coming from a more of a let's say a fintech magazines and all. Let's say something for hypothetical. Let's say that I would follow, but
Okay.
to be honest, I don't follow that kind of a magazine.
Okay,
But
okay,
I
okay.
do I do get on with my colleagues, and
Yes,
we
yes,
do have
yes, yes.
physically we discuss and
Mm,
getting
mm.
approved by higher ranks and
Yes,
all.
yes.
And yeah, that's how things happen for us. It's not more casual
Yes, yes.
because of the domain I work.
Okay, okay.
You could say it, yeah, I mean, if I was a more free to take decisions on my own, I could do that. But
Yeah.
it's not the case.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
great. That's
Fortunately,
great.
unfortunately, it's not the case.
Oh, that's good to know, because I also want to explore these kind of things, because maybe how we work in US is not how people are working in Europe. Yeah,
Of
there can be
course.
differences. Yeah, it may be completely different in Australia also. So I wanted to explore those also. That's very good. Anuj. You
That's a
told.
good point you made because
Yeah.
so this area specifically SEPA means Single Euro Payment Area
Yeah.
doesn't belong. I mean, like doesn't belong to any particular country.
Country.
They act as a whole region.
Okay.
And the regulation, the anti-money laundering, the terror financing. Let's say you are doing a payment between Europe, two Europe countries. It's very much fast, and I mean because the checks you have to follow. I mean, I'm telling a lot of the background things.
Yeah, that's good. That's what we want.
It will happen very much in a very structured way.
Okay.
But if you are doing a payment out of the SEPA region,
Yeah.
like let's say you are handling a transaction between two other between the Europe region and the different
Another
region,
country. Yeah.
you have to follow heck of the checks
Yeah.
before it is completed.
Wow.
So so even it comes to everywhere. Data, when you are moving data, when you are implementing something, and when you are doing particular I mean, like a transaction, everything, there is a set of guidelines to follow inside Europe.
Wow.
And when you are doing it beyond, I mean, in a different country or a different region, it may be different.
Wow. Yeah.
And we may be following a lot of things that maybe others don't even think of.
Yes.
A lot of so it's different from the region. I mean, I don't know whether it's a very deep answer. I should not.
It's a good answer. That's a good answer. That's what we were expecting. Yeah, that's good. Anuja. And yeah, you talked about like open source technologies, of course, Kafka. So do you use any other open source technologies in the development stacks? Like you don't have to go into detail, but you can generally say any other open source technologies you have been using for the past throughout your career?
Yeah, so I'll get it this way. Forgive me because I'm a back-end developer. I don't know what's happening in the front end. Maybe React. I have heard this React and Node.js and all. Yeah, I don't know what's happening, but I have this overheard.
That's right.
So from the back-end area, Spring Boot is the being a Java developer, being on the back-end, being on the fintech. I hear a lot of Spring Boot.
Yes.
Spring Boot, Kafka. Is like bread and butter.
Yeah.
At the moment, and apart from that, actually, a lot of cloud migrations are happening. It's like it's going to happen. It's like it's halfway there, not even halfway. Like it's like 10%, 20% there.
Okay.
Whoever says it's like almost done, they're lying, because the real picture is like 10%, 20%, because there are a lot of privacy issues, a lot of data protection issues, a lot of region issues, because where the data centers are kept and all. So that's there. As you said, the framework wise, people who are maintaining their product center of excellence are very much keen on Spring Boot. And as a new tool, they want to move to Kafka. And you asked another technologies like as I said, the front end. I heard React.
Yeah,
and all.
Okay, Anuj. Okay, so we are into the most important questions, which most of the viewers are interested. So since you are from the European region, so most of the people who study software engineering eventually want to go to a European country, which is very good. So they would be interested in a salary range, right? Of course, for a person of your caliber, you will be getting some salary range, right? So you can just say in terms of USD, how much a person with such an experience as you can get in Europe. You can tell a range. You don't have to be specific. Yeah.
No. Yeah. I'll make it more, favorable to the listeners, young crowd and all.
Yeah.
So I'll say like this. The short answer, it's around 60,000 K per year, because 60 to 80 is the is the most frequent rate.
Okay.
You
Okay.
have we can have outliers in both sides.
Okay. This is euros or USDs?
It's euros, but I think
Euros.
euro and
Close,
USD
close, very close. Yeah, very
no
close.
very close, right? I
Very
mean,
close.
you
Yeah.
don't have to bother much,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's true.
1.06 times is the
Yes.
USD. Yeah.
Correct.
Okay, so
60 to
60,000 to
60 to 80
80,000
crores.
K package is the
Wow. Wow. This is good.
whatever you know who around.
Yeah, very
Because
reasonable.
if I put it in a very detailed way, Europe is a different from
Yeah.
what I see.
Yes.
So Europe is very different in terms of what you are getting, because it's not the salary about the
Yeah.
salary. Like
Mm.
whoever getting whatever, trimmed down to around 5,000 euros per month.
Yeah.
Whoever, like,
Yeah.
because of the huge taxes.
Correct. I understand.
And they have given a lot of other benefits, like if you are earning a little bit lower than the bracket, so you are given some benefits from the government, like housing, yeah, and the child allowances and all. Because I'm telling these things, the people who are listening to this
Yeah,
person.
this is what we want, because they shouldn't get into a idea where they should jump in and they can have huge money, and they should know their options. So that's why I asked this question from my
Yeah. I mean, from the country I'm working, like in the Netherlands, like they offer HSM to the expats, which is like for 5 years you get tax reduced for 30. I mean, the 30% of the tax you don't have. I mean, 30% of your salary will not be taxed for 5 years.
Wow.
But there is a amendments going to that, because to break it to three parts, like 20 months 30% reduce, and another 20%, another 20 months 20%, and the last there'll be amendments, because I mean, the locals will be are very angry at it, because we are getting a lot of benefits and all. So that's what happening. And this is, I mean, if you compare the numbers, Europe will be far less than others, but
no, but
being on the Europe, I would say it is coming to you in a different way.
Yeah, I understand. Since I have been working in a Belgium company, and I have visited Europe several times, I understand that you will get the benefit in a different way. Like, it's very good. It's like completely different. I mean, culture and working environment, and you will get some.
It's a different ball game. It's a different ball game.
You have to expect the salary you are getting is very reasonable for what you are getting outside of your work and outside of your, I mean, whatever you are getting from the country, it's very reasonable salary. It's a very good salary.
Yeah, you got it.
It's a very good salary. Yes, I understand. Thank you for that, Anuja. It's very good, and our viewers would also very much benefit from that. And yeah. So that's about it. Most of the questions I think I have covered, Anuja. This is the last question. So what is your message for anybody who's looking to come into this industry? What sort of things they should expect, and what sort of things they should prepare themselves for?
Yeah, I mean, I'll answer that question. I mean, to be favorable to the young crowd, like we are getting into 40s now.
Yes.
So like we are almost like getting. I mean, getting adapted with the trends of going. And I mean, let's say the people who are listening, let's say are young, around 25. So I could say them be more patient than what they are right now. Like what I see is like they are very much. I mean, they are energetic, but I don't know whether their energy is focused on the right things, and they are disturbed with a lot of other things that they don't want to consider.
Correct.
And so that I see, be more patient. The people who are around 25 years and 30 years age, be more patient, because our times, we started our careers with the P3 computers and the C programs and the PLSQLs and all. So we had to go a lot of product cycles, the tech, the evaluations and all. But we still survive, right? I mean, we could go to the market and find a job.
Yes.
But I don't see that. I mean, it's not a complaint. Like I don't see that in the current generation, because they are like they're knowing get to know 2-3 things, and they demand, and
True.
So it's not good from what I see. And I mean, I don't know whether we are wrong, whether they are right, but from what I see,
there's a point. There's a point you are making. because they want
They're
everything
rushing
fast.
things
I
a
mean,
lot.
some people, there are some people who want things very fast, and they think that yeah, it should happen very quickly. Yeah, yeah. True, true. It's a good point.
I don't know whether I don't know whether they are in the right path, we are in the wrong path. But
Yeah, yeah,
what
yeah.
from my perspective, what I
Mm.
can see is like
Mm.
uh, there should be more patience,
Okay.
and it's I mean it's a long game, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's a long, it's a
I mean
marathon.
in
Yeah,
my
it's a,
country I have to work till 67 to get my pension even.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So I mean I still have more than 30 years, right? I
yeah,
mean
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
have to hurry at all. Like
yeah,
even if I
yeah.
live in Sri Lanka, I had like another 20, yeah, 20, at least 20 years of
Hmm.
my career. So
Yes,
what
yes.
should I do on that 20 years?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I mean, imagine it coming to a 25-year-old, like they have their whole life ahead of them, right? I mean, they don't have to hurry things, right?
Yes.
I mean, I'm just saying it from my perspective and my
Yeah,
experiences.
yeah.
I mean, we
No,
could
that's
be
what we
wrong.
want. That's what we want to hear. That's what we want to hear. That's
Yeah.
because that's those are the golden nuggets you can give us. Okay, Anuja. Okay, thank you for your time. I'm pretty sure it's a Sunday morning for you, and you might have had other appointments as well, but you spent the time with us. Thank you very much for this, and I'm very honored and proud that I got to work with you and study with you, which is very good. And hope, of course, we will talk in the future also regarding this, Anuja. Thank you very much for your time.
And I mean, I should thank you for inviting me
Sure,
for this, Shazin, and you keep
I'm
doing this for like it will be very beneficial for all the youngsters who are
yes,
looking
yes,
at this.
yes.
I
That's
mean,
the
more
goal.
than our generation, they should look into these things, and I mean, if they think they're valuable, I mean, they should get something out of this.
Yes.
This is really good, and keep doing this.
Thank you, Anuja. Thank you, Anuja, and have a nice weekend ahead of you. Thank you.
Wish you the same.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Everyone. I hope you all enjoyed the conversation I had with Anuja and gained a tremendous amount of knowledge and insights about the software engineering industry overall. I hope you would be interested in learning more about the software engineering industry as well as the latest technologies happening within that. So I do advise you to subscribe to my channel, follow me on Facebook as well as in Medium. Never stop learning, never stop improving. One day you can also become a very good software engineer. Thank you very much.